What's going on, my creative collective? Welcome to your daily creative reading for July 7th. We are going to dive right in. So, Spirit, I would like to invite the angels, my guardian angels, my spirit guides, protectors, teachers, and their healing energy to this space. And I ask that it is a safe and brave space that allows for the fullest expression of our light, humanity, ascension, and healing. Okay, so we're going to dive in here and pull from the postcards from Spirit deck. Do you want this one? Okay, so two. So this is the first one, so we'll do that one. And I'll read this one after that. Okay, so we're going to start here. So dearest you. So what does this say here? Live your dreams with a little rabbit. That's adorable. Dearest you, isn't it amazing how things come around again? Okay, let's start that again. Dearest you, isn't it amazing how things seem to come around again, full circle, in ways you could not possibly have planned? You wonder how a dream could die only to be resurrected years later when you're really ready. You thought it was time back then, but your wisdom knows better than your small self. Again, this small and higher self whose desires are unmet. Now here you are with a new opportunity to do things from a different, more mature perspective. We want you to trust that in this new opportunity for rebirth, you will be called in two directions, and the one that is unfamiliar will be the right one. In the unknown spaces, the uncharted places of infinite potential, we are waiting to guide you into your fullest life. Big bounty will come if you remain in the present. You have come full circle, and now you can see that everything changes, is made new, and is given new hope. Loving you always. Love that. Okay, so let's roll up the sleeves and get down to business here with my wonderful watched hand. It was so good. Spirit, what messages do you have for my creative collective, please? Messages for the collective for July 7th. So, what messages do you have, Spirit, for the creative collective here for July 7th? So we have bridging energy. So I'm going to pull another one just to clarify. Oh, wow. Kicking things off with a bang, eh? The sun. Whew. That's some intense love right there. Intense, but anyway, we'll keep pulling. 8 of Cups, 10 of Swords, Knight of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, Hanged Muse. Okay, so both of these. So Page of Swords and the Ace of Wands. So they're both together. We have some together energies here. Let's do this so that it kind of lays out a little bit better. Knight of Pentacles and the 2 of Wands in reverse. How do you want that, Spirit? Reverse. Okay, so I'm hearing reverse, but there's aspects of it that are in the upright. Okay. We'll feel it out when we get there. So I'm seeing that there's this bridging energy to start. So it's almost like you're crossing a bridge to happiness here. This to me is like that sort of creative consciousness. Like there's a way that you're approaching, almost like the sun is on the other side. Like, do you see the similarities here? Like it's like the sun is on the other side. So you're reaching that point. There's something that you're walking towards that's really happy making for you. Not like a happy making as in like, oh, that was such a nice day. Like this is a life thing. There's a lot that came out in yesterday's reading in terms of major arcana. And I feel like this is like, it's almost like the decision you made. So there's a decision that you're working through or working on making. It's almost like you got honest with yourself where you were emotionally, and then you made the decision. But this is also, it's almost like this feels like the untangling of what needs to be left behind. And not what needs to be left behind as in like, let's discard things. No, it's about what it is that, when we move towards something substantial, when we move towards something really important, it often means that there are things that we have to leave behind. And, I think it's almost like, I feel like there's like fireworks, like I heard like with a flourish, like it's like you're doing this with a flourish. It could have been something that was activated with the eclipses, the solar eclipses and the lunar eclipses. I think that was in April or May. And then the next set of them is October 25th is the partial solar eclipse in Scorpio. And then November 8th, the total lunar eclipse in Taurus. So I'm feeling like this has to do with that energy, but this is like what mattered to your heart. And it's like the call that you can't really turn away from anymore. Like there's some truth that like related to your heart about your emotions. There's like an emotional truth that you're facing. And based on all of the things happening this week in the readings that I'm seeing, there's like an emotional truth that you're facing, and like it's like done. It's like really done. Like yeah. Maybe that's like the Netflix sound, like done. I don't know. We're gonna not make sound effects and actually get to the reading here. So, whatever it is, it's over. 555 on the time. Yeah, the super duper change. There's a lot that's changing here, and it's almost like maybe you feel like you need to work at this, or there's you know what? I didn't even pull the overcoming. I pulled the challenge, but not the overcoming card. Whoa, because I got the 2 here, but not the overcoming. 2 of Cups. There it is. So I do feel like this has to do with love. It's been that way this week though, right? Like, and again, relationships are the foundational pieces of our lives. So, I don't read for that specifically. Other readers do it beautifully and with such skill. Like I watch and I'm like, it's like I'm eating popcorn. Like I'm like, oh my God, this is such a good movie. It's good. The way that they do it is great. But I don't want to neglect when it shows up though, right? So I feel like this is maybe a decision about love, a decision about, at the very least, what it is that you are allowing yourself to be excited and thrilled for, what you're allowing yourself to be excited about. Because it's almost like it's like you're walking away from the ways that you maybe, it's like there's a lot of movement here, but it's on foot, or it's like embodied movement. It's not like universe movement. It's a lot of movement, but it's like at a person's pace, like at a 3D pace, which is not bad. The 8 of Cups and the 10 of Swords here tell me that there's, on the one hand, it's something that you're moving away from. And then on the other hand, it's something that you're putting an end to yourself, right? Like this is like something that ended or something that's shifting. I want to say shifting because the eclipses are like, to me, especially this year, my North Node is in Aries and my South Node is in Libra, so I don't understand, but I've felt them really profoundly, and it's telling to me that you can feel these things, and they're not even in houses that are necessarily Scorpio or Taurus related. So it's like North Node 11th, Libra, so South Node 5th, like not. But it's like these shifts can impact us all, right? So it's like honoring that on the one hand. So what is it that you're moving towards, but what needs to go, and maybe create like a ritual for this, right? Like maybe make a ritual of it. I'm having a fire tonight, and I tidied up some of the back area, and it's just being really comfortable with letting things go, but allowing myself to be in that sort of ritual space to really reflect while staring into the flame, to reflect while in that place, and let go, while also allowing the smoke to be mosquito repellent, because bug spray is like salad dressing for those guys. But I think this energy is this is intentionality. Thank you so much, Spirit. Ugh, all this rambling, I'm like blah 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 blah. What I'm saying is that this is something that's intentional. It's not accidental, and it's about honoring the exit as much as you honored the entrance of that thing. This could be it's Cups and Swords, so it could be like thoughts, patterns, beliefs, ways of doing things. But then we have the bridging energy of the Pentacles here. So this could be projects, this could be work, this could be the ending of different projects or things that you're working on. The Knight of Wands here could be, so this is, things that could become a tower if they go unaddressed. And this strikes me as, moving too quickly, moving past this too quickly. It's almost, it's not like savoring, but it's like, it's allowing yourself to see how much you've accomplished, how far you've come, but also how much you want to do and where you want to invest your energy going forward, where you want that to go going forward. What do you want that to look like, right? What is it that you want that to look like? it's almost like this sort of creative investment that you're making. And I think the reason why this could become a tower, the way I'm reading it right now, is that it's about pace, yes, but on the other hand, it's like passion is about savoring things, which is a more pentacle energy, but the overcoming energy, like informing the overcoming energy, is the pentacle. So the Knight of Pentacles. So it's almost like this slower pace, like paying attention to what made you feel like you needed to rush, paying attention to what made you feel like you had to be like dip and like go really, really quickly, right? Paying attention to that, because there's a moving towards that's exciting, but then there was maybe a necessary ending. So it's honoring both, honoring the excitement of the towards, and the regenerative capacity of the away, right? The regenerative capacity of the away. The antagonist position is showing up as the Hanged Man, so Hanged Muse. This tells me a little bit about the fact that there might be some things that you're holding on to in terms of illusions. This is Piscean energy and Neptune. So there might be some illusions that you're holding on to because you feel like it's a comfortable enlightenment. You feel enlightened, right? Big fish in a small pond. You feel enlightened. But are you really? Is it enlightenment, or is it just information that you have about the past, right? Enlightenment technically is information, but there's a depth to it, right? So do you just have general information, or do you have something deeper than that? Does it run deeper than that? And the challenge here is the Page of Swords and the Ace of Wands. So I'm getting that it's like you're seeking information, but from a higher source. You're seeking information from a higher source, higher wisdom. This is connecting to your higher self, right? Like these are possibly like small selves that you may have, and small selves just meaning that these are aspects of yourself that are informed by beliefs that have kept you small, right? But you're seeing through that. You're seeing through it. And I think that it's like accessing this higher wisdom within you, that it's giving you more information, but it's giving you an instinctive information where it's like you know what to do with it. The overcoming then is the Two of Cups, which is knowing what it is, what contract, what soul contract, what soul mate, what soul and soul contract meaning, if this is more of a work reading for you than it is love or anything like that. What is it that you want to invest your heart in, right? Big fish in a small pond. I just saw the fish imagery here too, right? We see this, sort of equilibrium reached between two here. It's almost like somebody's meeting your cup, right? And that's what this energy is. Someone's meeting your cup. And I feel like maybe that, like, I just like this a lot, this overcoming. I like this in the overcoming position because it's also an offering. This is an offering energy. It's offering truth. It's offering emotion. It's offering vulnerability. It's offering intimacy. It's saying, this is what I have to offer, and this is what's true for me. I don't know if it's true for you, but that's true for me. What do you think? Right? Like this could be on a project where, you're offering an idea that means something to you. That's meaningful. That like excites you, right? That is exciting. That stirs emotion and passion together. And I think that the beautiful part of this is that this is something you don't need to rush with. You don't need to rush with it, because when you're on the same page with somebody, you don't need to rush to have the right answer. You don't need to rush. You're not in this energy of like, this is ambition, right? But, and I mean like passion too. So let's be real here. That's like falling madly into bed. If the Ace of Wands is here too. So, okay. But what I'm saying here though is like that you don't need to rush because there's an emotional investment and there's clarity as well, right? These waters are not muddy at all. This is very clear waters that you're swimming in with this person, people, or with a project. So you made the decision. You're making this decision. And I feel like it's very clear to you. And it's not just a clarity that's like, I know what to do. This is also a clarity of like, I know why I got here. I know why this is here right now. I see so much more than just the immediate decision. That's why I feel like this is like big life stuff right now. And it's almost like you're dreaming too small, maybe. Like there's something about the details that you're just not, like you can't plan for this. This could come out of nowhere for you. This could be an offer that comes out of nowhere. With the Ace of Wands, could be an idea, inspiration, coupled with the Page of Swords and the Two of Cups. Like you might have some idea, but you're more clear about what it is that is your sun, that's your happiness. And I feel like that is like, even if this comes out of the blue, it's not something that's going to make your life unnavigable. I think that it's more so just relishing the fact that you can be in this Knight of Pentacles energy, where it's like you can take things slow because there's really no need to rush, right? You know, if this is a project, it's like finding out a timeline that gives you more, so that if there's like scope creep or something like that that comes up, it's like you can then invest time back into the project, right? You can stretch time out. It's funny that way, right? This is, if it's a relationship, it's like finding out that someone feels the same as you, if you're in the dating stages, or that people feel the same as you, and then, you know, knowing that that's the energy of the investment, right? That's the pentacle, and the cups, right? I feel like they're so indivisible from one another just because of how my cup works, right? But it's like finding that information out and being like, I yeah, okay. Right? It's like that information it counts for something, because then you can savor with that person, then you can savor the details, because you understand where they're coming from. You understand where they're coming from. And if it's a project, then you understand how much time you have. So you can better allot what you need to do with what you have. So you can better map your resources to what's going on. But there could be a detail that you can't see coming, I don't know how much it's going to change, or if it's going to change a lot, because I feel like this is a process that's sort of adjacent to this detail here. I don't even remember what I said at the beginning of the reading. It's like partially upright. Yeah, it's like you can see something coming. You can see, like, you're planning. You're in this planning stage because you've made decisions. You're doing what you need to do to leave things behind, to go forward with things, to move towards. But there's like a detail that you can't really plan for, and it's not in a bad way. I feel like it's informed by all of these cards, which are really good. Like, they're good cards. They're good cards of investing in yourself. They're good cards of understanding your value and your worth. They're good cards for that. We're going to start to clarify here. Spirit, what messages do you have for my creative collective, please? For this reading for July 7th. King of Pentacles. Yeah, it's that invested energy. Like, you know, it's like, I almost feel like there's a King of Pentacles that's meeting you where you are. Interesting. Maybe it could be an earth sign, could be someone with strong earth placements, or just an earthy disposition, where it's like the King of Pentacles understands where it is that home is. That's like, this is like home, and not like home as in like, this feels like, you know, this is cozy. This is like the place that you want to go when things are great, and the place that you love to be when when you're in your hermit. Right? So it's like, it's that kind of home. This is also tending to home. So it could be a definition of home that's changing. This also strikes me as nourishment as well. I'm trying to shuffle these so that it's not too loud in your ear. Hang on, let me move the microphone up a bit. There we go. King of Pentacles, King of Cups, King of Swords, Knight of Cups. Oh, good. Whole gang's almost here. Which leaves the King of Wands, which I'm getting is you. That's you. You know what you want. There's a truth that you're owning. The heart wants what the heart wants and isn't afraid to invest it. So it's this passion that you're activating. But I feel like it's so informed by your heart and wearing your heart on your sleeve. And whatever you do, listen to your heart. Listen to your heart this week. What is your heart telling you? There's so much happiness that's available to you regardless. It's available to you regardless. But there's something about your happiness that's just... It's like allowing that part of you to be unlocked to yourself and available to other people. Part of yourself that's available to other people. Yeah. Like, this is emotional availability because you're in a space that is, these decisions, these things that you're leaving behind is not because of relationship. It's not because of something new. I get the impression that it's because of you making decisions that are in your best and highest good. So it's like that's what attracts these things. That's what attracts them in. Yeah. In your best and highest good, there's clarity here, right? It's almost like you don't need to fuss over the details, because this is a knowing. I feel like the Queen of Swords to me, it feels really connected to the High Priestess, because this is like the knowing, that is this deeply, it's like a nurtured knowing. It's a tended to knowing. It's knowing that you've put some elbow grease into. And I feel like you're not neglecting this part of your heart anymore. Interesting. And this part of your heart, it can mean like to do with relationship, but it can also just mean that there's like awareness that you were trying to balance. There's information that you're trying to acquire. Like it can mean a bunch of different things, right? So don't limit it to relationship, because it can show up in a lot of nuanced and different ways. Knight of Swords. I feel like this is moving forward with clarity. Like it's like once you understand, like the Queen of Swords is to me, it's like understanding what to do next. It's understanding that nurturing energy. It's understanding moving forward. It's all of this together. And I feel like when you get that grasp on things, oh, is it ever a grasp? It could also be, this matured part of you meeting this sort of logical mind and saying, no, enough. This is what I want. Like this, I'm almost seeing this, like the Knight of Swords, like charging forward, like, this is what I want. But you're just like, enough. There's a way we can do this that honors the heart. And the Queen of Swords is not necessarily known for that kind of energy. A lot of the decks interpret, specifically the Light Seers Tarot, interpret that as like more rationalizing, disconnected from the heart. But I'm almost getting that informed by this beautiful, like, bridging energy with the Pentacles, the Sun, the Ace of Wands, the Page of Swords, the Two of Cups. Are you kidding me? 10 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. This is the Queen of Wands that has been through some shit and knows what she wants, that understands. This is someone who understands what they want, and they're not settling for a way of going about it that is dishonoring to that process that they've been through, because there's a maturity that's taken place. There's a maturation of feeling. There's a maturation of how there's like I'm hearing purview of the heart space. And it's knowing that all of these things play a significant role in the Sun. It's like the Sun is an energy to me that's cultivated in our lives. The Sun is like one of the best cards in the deck. I think of it as like adjacent to and informed by the 10 of Pentacles, right? Because the Sun can't shine unless you've invested. Why does it matter when we plant seeds? What fuels it? The Sun, right? These things work in tandem with one another. So I feel like 2323 was just on the time. I feel like you're seeing something differently. You're seeing something differently, and it's almost like the method that you might have used to go about things before, it's different. There's something that's just different. It's like you're seeking it's like you've integrated the cups, you've beheld the pentacles, you're aware of the swords. And again, I go back to you being the King of Wands, this Wands energy, King of Wands, Queen of Wands. Right? It's you in that energy. 8 of Pentacles, for the 8 of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the 8 of Pentacles. Spirit, what else do you have for me from a creative collective for July 7th? 7 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. I will take that, no problem. I'm hearing that this is like what it is that you're moving towards and moving away from. Night energy that's too quick. Maybe the ways that you did things on projects or in love or in relationships, even if it was ways of getting your needs met, if you were in a relationship that was, long term or established, or you were dating someone, how you communicated with the swords here, something about that. Now I'm seeing this as almost, I heard like the story of the way that you did love, or the way that you did appreciation, or the way that you did something to do with this heart center. It's like there, maybe it was like, it's almost like feeling like it was arduous, like there was a lot of work. Maybe it was really confusing. There was a bit of stuck energy there where you couldn't really tell up from down, knowing that what you wanted to invest in it, what you wanted to invest in a project, in a job, but it just felt like there were so many ways of going about it and doing the work that it kind of like would throw you for a loop. And it's like you're finding this way of, or you're reaching this way of understanding how do I word this, Spirit? I'm getting a couple different storylines here that like maybe you like working with other people left you really confused before. Like, I feel like there are ways that I'm not like I'm nerdy, like I like books. I People can confuse me sometimes, right? At the best of times. I can have amazing intentions, but it sometimes it's just I'm bereft of understanding, and that doesn't excuse like hurt or anything like that. So don't let people say stuff like that and be like, oh, but I'm still going to hurt you, and then say it's just because I'm no. Like neurodivergence and sensory stuff, all of that stuff aside, this is like maybe you just didn't know what, like how to translate the work that you would do on your own, or the work that, if this is related to work and projects, okay, so jobs or things like that, like it's like you're good on your own, and when it came to working on a team you were like, whoa, this is out of my depth. But it's just skill building, right? This is the Three of Pentacles. It's just skill building. So I think of relationships is the same way. Like, it's skill building. It's building skills that help you to do the things that help relationships take flight, articulating what you need, understanding how to make space that's safe for everyone in the relationship, to feel things, to be vulnerable, to be messy, to, and understanding that like, this is funny. I saw this on Instagram the other day. It came up on in my, like, I have like pages on my personal thing, and it came up as like somebody had said something like understanding that like when you fight with a partner, it doesn't mean the end of the world, but your attachment style and trauma and things like that will inform how that looks. It'll inform how you receive that. So it's almost like understanding that like conflicts don't like take away from the ace. Like that was an aside there, but so we'll go back to this. And I think I think that's consistent with anxious attachment styles. I'm led to believe based on the book I read recently. And I mean, just general knowledge that I have of it. But the Eight of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles, I think it's like understanding what you bring to the table. Like you might have also been confused before because you weren't really sure of what you brought. Like what you bring to the table is a lot. The Eight of Pentacles is somebody that is skilled at their craft. They're excellent at what they do. This is a bit about knowing your worth, but on the other hand, it's almost like the story of what you're moving towards and why. Like this is informing that for you. What you're moving towards is something that's grounded and stable, that recognizes the work that you're putting in, not just in yourself, but like on a project at work. This is being recognized, I think, in a way with the fireworks here, but it's being recognized in a way that showcases your craftsmanship or your craftspersonship, your skill, the depth that you put into it. Like I say this often of other readers. Like there's so many nuances of what they do that make them so damn good. Like I wish I could say it to all of them that I watch. Like there's just so much stuff that jumps out that like it makes them amazing. And I hope that they know, like it's not like some weird validation thing either. Like I'm needy, but it's just like I feel like we've lost the art of complimenting other people, and I well, not lost it, but it's this idea that like there's a way that you come together with others. There's a way that you come together with others. And it's other people recognizing you for that. It's other people, and not just the coming together, but other people recognizing what you put in and resisting the urge to feel confused and overwhelmed. But I feel like there's going to be options available to you that may not have been available before, or that may not, they may not have occurred to you as such. And the moving toward is almost like this sort of like recognition of like, wait a minute, whoa. It's like this Ace of Wands is in your hand and you're holding that. And then these become the six swords. So it's like, maybe there's a way that you felt like you had to you had to fight to get some kind of celebratory energy to come together in that capacity. I don't know. But this to me is like, it's the traditionally, like one of the interpretations of it is that of advocacy. So advocating for other people, very 11th house, you're advocating for other people, you're advocating for different things. It's also just advocating for your needs. It's like showing up for yourself. Instead of being in a 7 of Wands, you can be in a 3 of Pentacles when you advocate for what you want and need. And that's, I think, what you're moving towards with intention. And I think the reason why this Knight of Wands could become a potential Tower is because it needs to be addressed in a way that puts in the craft, puts in the skill. There's like this tenderness that comes from putting in, there's a tenderness that comes from putting in work that is, there's a softness to work. It doesn't have to have these hard edges. Like, look at that posture. That is going to catch up with this person, right? Like, it's like, it's that kind of thing where it's like, it doesn't have to be hard edged. You don't have to work out in the sun. You can work in a shop. You can work in a wood shop or whatever, like metaphorically speaking, right? But there's a tenderness that comes from the savoring. And I think that could become the Tower, is that if you're too hard on yourself in this process, you can't miss this cup. You can't miss it. But I feel like there's a way that this is also about, I'm hearing trust, like, trust, interesting. It's like trusting the contents of the cup because of who's carrying it. Okay, that's funny. There's the movie Imagine Me and You. It's super adorable. I love that movie so much. The other great one is I can't think straight. So good. The pun is there. But Imagine Me and You, one of the characters is talking to her mom, and her mother has been kind of depressed and going through a funk. And, she was talking about dating again, and she was like looking through, I think it's like personals in the paper. This was like when it was like, anyways, it was a different, not a different time, but it feels like it. Oh my gosh. And she was saying that it feels like when you're holding a hot cup of coffee or hot cup of tea and you're going to sneeze. That's what that starting new can feel like. And I almost feel like you have to trust in the process and what's in the cup and what's like the hand that's capable of carrying it. And this could be your hand or someone else's hand. Like, it's like the capability of carrying what's in that hand, and or trusting the steadiness of it to carry the contents of the cup, the contents of your heart, right? And the beauty in that. So then we have the 10 of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles. Spirit, what messages do you have? It was 8 of Pentacles again. Different iterations though, eh? Let's observe for a second. So this is like that hard work and like how that came to be, like how it is that this energy, kind of what you're moving towards, the story of that energy. The releasing energy is this sort of 8 of Pentacles, like hard work wins the day kind of idea. Like it's like the slog of it. But like there's something where it's like this reflection card, right? Reflecting on the way you've done things before as you release, as part of this release, this 10 of Swords. And it's like you made it look so beautiful, but at the same time, it's almost like it wasn't satisfying. Like it left you always wanting more. It always left you wanting more. And that's never, like when it's relationships or work or anything like that, that is a draining energy. It's a draining energy because it just is like 3-3-3-3 on the time again. Yeah, I just feel like there's a way of working where you're befriending yourself in your process instead of seeing it as an antagonist or antagonizing yourself, not like in terms of the plot and the hero's journey that I have here, but generally speaking. Spirit, what messages do you have for the 10 of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles? All of the cards. Okay. I will take this one. So we have the Lovers. Of course we do. I feel like this is big relationship energy. I'm not going to lie. Like, and this could just be like the way that you see or deal with or, you know, connect with coworkers, the way that you work with them. We have the Death card. Not surprised to see that come out. I was like, it's going to make an appearance this week. I feel it. It's a really, this strikes me as a transformation of the way that you've done relationships before. Yeah, super worried, out of sorts, impatient, like feeling like you're giving and not really getting. Oh my God. Feeling like you're giving and not really getting. But you're healing that. And I think it's like, that's the release here is like this. It's not like a small release. It's not like I am going to think differently about this. It's like you're letting a shit ton of things go. You are burning off energy that was really necessary to let go of. Very much so. And I think the beautiful part is that it's not like the Death card. I've said this before, one of my favorite cards in the deck. Love this. So damn good. I like this because it's not like, you know, one of the things that I realized I was focusing on this channel a lot, especially with my love of this card, is like the regenerative awareness that we have. And, you know, the way that creative consciousness can shape and reshape us. Right. And that's this card. That's this card. But it's like that's the capacity that you have inside of you. And that's, I think, what this process is illuminating for you. The train's coming through town. The Lovers card here. This is also a decision. But this is, I feel like this is a decision about connection. This is a decision, you know, different from the Judgment card that showed up this week already. This is a decision that you're making to turn towards connections that are fulfilling, to turn towards projects that are fulfilling like that where you go to sleep at night, you go to bed and you sleep like the best sleep you've ever had in your life because you gave everything you had, right? There's a book that talks about dying empty. Like you just, and like, it's a very visceral imagery, but it's just like you don't have to worry about, like you gave everything to something. And I feel like you did that and that's why you're releasing. But I also just feel like it's like formulating connections where you feel like that, and it's so organic and natural, right? Like it's just organic and natural, and it gives life to so many different things within the relationship and within the connections or work or projects or friendships, right? This can even be about friendships. But you're moving past a lot. You're moving past a lot. I think there's just some like carryover worries, maybe some anxiety. Just let it burn off. There was, Christina Lopes talked about this with one of her recent things on panic. And she talked about how, you know, it's like an energy that you're waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And, you know, that's happening because you wake up in this state of panic, and it's, you know, it can be like low level anxiety, but it's just energy that can only really surface at that hour, right? It can only really surface at that hour. Because you're busy doing other things, or it's just not able to move. So it's like thinking about it in terms of an energy and a shifting energy and a release of it, really informs or is informed by the Lovers and the Death card here. The 7 of Pentacles and the 7 of Swords and the 4 of Swords tell me that this is like feeling like there was a way maybe of doing things where you were sort of feeling kind of impatient, feeling like maybe feeling like you were lying to yourself about the possibility of things working out, right? Like that's what this energy strikes me as. It's not great. But the good thing here though, it's like it starts with the 10 of Swords, right? So this is almost like the story of this energy. Death card is here almost right in the middle, which is like the transformation of everything. That's the shifting of everything. And you're healing that. This is the 4 of Swords at the end, right? You're resting. You are not just resting, but like this is like the soul rest that you get after you heal a pattern and you see it and you decide to do something different. You decide. You make the decision to shift something. You make that choice. You decide. So it's like, it's the tough stuff. Yes. It is. Is it the stuff that's going to feel like it might feel like you're snuggling with barbed wire, but you're making the choice and you're making the decision. Right? Even though it might make you worry, it might leave you feeling concerned at different times. Yes. but death is here, and it's here in a supportive capacity with the Lovers. Death is always a supportive capacity in the tarot, so let's be honest, it really is. So we have the Hanged Man, the Fool, the Queen of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles, the Wheel, and then the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. This is, I think, trusting yourself, trusting your instincts, trusting yourself, trusting your instincts, because the ideas and inspiration that you're getting, okay, so trusting yourself, full stop, trusting yourself. You know more than you might think you do, and you know enough. You might worry about looking like a fool. That's like a literal reading of the card, but sometimes leaps can make us feel like we're going to look silly. But I feel like if it's invested in something that's important to you, and you know where you want that energy to go, it's like you don't have to worry, because it's a grounded leap, is what I'm trying to say. There's a grounded leap here that allows it's like the free flow and play of, this is like curiosity, this is being a student, the free flow and play and curiosity of creative sparks, ideas, these like, rabbit holes that you might fall down. They're all grounded. This is like a very inspired and grounded search. These could also be people. So you could, fire placements could also be earth placements, or earth placements are coming out, and it could just be earth houses too. Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles came out kind of bookending this here, but so too did we have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, and we have the King of Cups and the Ace of Cups, so no queen on that side, but still. I'll read over the signs that this could be, but I think it's like there's a way that you're playing with ideas, because they're grounded in something significant. And if this is a relationship, it's like you're able to follow inspiration and like to be in that passionate energy of the beginning of the relationship, to be in the beginning of dating somebody, to be in the beginning stage, because you're just so fired up. And it's like this sense of like safety and play, the way that you're like, because the pages strike me as very innocent but like playful and curious energy. So it's like this playful way that you're able to work with the energy, because there's a stability that you've come to internally, about how you do things and why, and you're seeing that, right? And I think this week they came up with one of the themes was like truths that we denied, right? So it's like you're seeing yourself very clearly, and that's allowing this flow towards play, towards freedom, towards liberatory energies. And what an expansion that brings about for you. This is Jupiter and Ten of Pentacles. So it's like this is one part luck, this is one part fate, this is one part on the path, but it's on the path because you chose that part of the path. So it's also remembering that you did this. This is luck on the one hand, like that's Jupiter, but luck and it's, I think Seneca that said success is when preparation meets opportunity, and that's luck. That's what that amounts to. But again, this started a while back. This started a while back with understanding what you wanted and why. And planting seeds, planting these pentacles little by little, so that when they opened up, damn did they ever. Damn did they ever. I'm going to pull from the Life Loves You deck by Robert Holden and Louise Hay. I am loved and supported by life. Yes, this is a very important message to take with you right now, especially with all of this. There's like a ton of transformation. There's like your joy is more, your joy in the form of the sun is more accessible to you than you may believe right now, or may have believed. So it's like, I am loved and supported by life. Remembering that. Notice all the ways you are being supported. That's also the Ten of Pentacles. To me, the Ten of Pentacles represents like being supported. Like the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles being supported in relationships, right? The Two of Cups, Ten of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, the Sun, Ace of Wands, relationship cards, relationship is being supported in relationships, right? And the way that allows your life to expand too, because like I said, I can't remember if it was this reading or another one this week, but it's like when you're in that energy, you feel like you can take on the freaking world. And you can do that outside of relationship. This is not to limit your capacity, but relationships that make you feel fearless are really important to have. There are connections that do. This is not just relationships romantically. This is friendships too. Work connections, right? People that see the best and look for the best in you because they know that it exists there. They don't look for what they know they aren't going to find. So that's something else to keep in mind too, perhaps. But this is definitely like, this is the, if you're looking for the tarot equivalent of I am loved and supported by life, voila, there it is. Et voila. Spirit, what messages do you have for my creative collective? You want the one that was on the bottom? Okay. This one kind of popped out. I trust the guidance of the universe. Yeah, I trust the guidance of the universe. And then it says, trust that everything you need to know is being revealed to you in the perfect space-time sequence. Because the stuff that you find out, you may not have been able to hear, or, you know, before you face specific truths in yourself, you may not be able to hear those same truths in others or appreciate them the same, right? I choose to reinterpret my fears with a more loving perspective. Yes, that's another part of it, right? It's seeing your fears for what they are. It's seeing them for what they are and seeing yourself correctly, the correct perception, right? Course in Miracles, correct perception of events, correct perception of yourself in light of all of this happening. And I'll read this card to you now. So it says, you are divine beauty. You are divine beauty. Dearest you, we have a secret to share with you. If you act as if all is well, it will be. Act as if you are brave and you will have courage. Act as if you are loved and you will be a magnet for love and experience the love of spirit. Act as if your prayers have been answered, as if you are truly in sync with good fortune. How you think is how you will see the world, interact with it, and draw conclusions from it. If you want to be the person who has the life you want, co-creating and loving what is yours, you need to start acting as if that were the truth. Don't worry about the conditions of your life. Don't worry about the conditions in your life that seem empty or cavernous, chaotic or barren. These are temporary and don't even count. Defy them and act as if you're the luckiest person on the planet. You will be, for you already are. That's the real secret. You are infinite potential. Loving you so much, rainbows explode in the ether. Hell yes. That's another big lesson here too. When's the last time you thought that acting as if could be stability inducing, could be a source of stability? It's a big reading for this week again. Damn. I'll leave it here, but I hope this resonated. And if it did, please like and subscribe. I'd love to have you on the channel. If you're already joining from my subscriber base, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time and your energy and attention. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If this is where we leave it, though, my daily creatives, I hope that wherever this finds you on the time-space continuum, morning, afternoon, or night, it finds you very, very well, my darlings. Take care.